So what we're going to learn right now is 2-point perspective. So if I draw a line across the piece of paper, imagine you're standing on a beach looking out to sea. This is the water and this is the sky. Or you're standing in a desert. This is the land and this is the sky. Really what this is that line denotes your eye level. Anything below that line, it looks like you're looking down on it, and anything above that line, you're looking up at it. And if it's over the line, you're looking straight at it. Yes? Yes. Now, for this drawing, you have a vanishing point here and here. We're going to call this one vanishing point number 1 and vanishing point number 2. Okay? So next, how we start, we're going to draw a box. We start off with a vertical line. I'm not going to press too hard because I'm wanting to use this as construction lines. Construction lines are very faint. We always draw in construction, and then when we're happy with it, we darken it up into a final line. Okay, so I've done a vertical line on the piece of paper. The top of the line goes to vanishing point 2 and vanishing point number 1. What I'm going to do is I'm going to rest my elbow on the table and I'm going to pivot using my elbow. Now, if I rehearse it and I get my piece of paper in line, I can kind of go, okay, I'm going from here to here, here to here. And then my arm kind of moves in that way. So I want to rehearse a little bit so I can draw those lines. Now I need to go to VP1. So I'm going to draw from here to here. And from here to here. Now, at this point, we can look at it and go, okay, well, I want the box to be this long. And I'm going to draw another vertical line parallel to that. And then I'm going to draw another line over here that is 3 lines of vertical. Do you see that? Yeah. Now, I'm going to draw a line from this point to VP2. So you see how it's crisscrossing now. But this, and this line will all go to VP2. So here we go. Long line. And sometimes I don't need to actually draw it all the way to the vanishing point. I just need to send my line in that direction. Do you see? I kind of stopped because I don't need it any longer. And likewise, here to here. And there you see I've now got a box. So now using a final line, because I know where my box is, I can now draw darker lines over it. Okay? So that's how we do a 2-point perspective. These lines go to here and the back lines crisscross over. All right, if we go up in the air above, the box here we can see the top of, so it looks down on it. If I was to turn the piece of paper over, it looks like I'm looking up at the box. But we're going to draw it instead. This time I'm going to draw my line over here and let's see what difference it makes to the box. For one, vanishing point goes over to here. And then this side, because I'm closer to this one, it's a little easier to draw, but you'll find that the angle is a little sharper. Do you see how this one, if it was even here, it would be really sharp? And that's because I'm seeing it, if we look at the camera, do you see one side of the box is a little thin wedge and the other side is a long wedge. Yeah. So if I do that, yeah, it's like that is really short, even though it's super long. And then we've got that. And then we also have the underside that we can see as well. Okay, so going back to this one, I'm drawing a line here, a line here, a line here. I can then darken those ones in. And then I can draw a line to my vanishing point, and those two crisscross. Right? So now I've got a box that looks like I'm looking down on it, and a box that looks like I'm looking up at it. Okay, now that's all really cool, but sometimes we draw other boxes. Maybe I want you actually in this task to fill the whole area with all kinds of boxes. So let's do one over the vanishing point. Do you see? So I'm going to start it like that. Now this one would be as if I'm looking at it like that. Do you see? Yeah. I can't really see the top and I can't really see the bottom. So I'm just seeing this and this side. So this one goes to vanishing point number 1, vanishing point number 1, and again vanishing point number 2 and 2, and there we have our box, and it's complete. We don't need to worry about the crisscross lines because we can't see. I can't see over the top of the box and I can't see underneath the box. Okay, now let's try something a bit more fun. Let's say if I draw a line here and I'm going to vanishing point number 2, and this one I'm going to draw over this box, or I want this box to be behind it. Do you see? Now here, this one, I'm going to take the line up here, but you see here, this part is now behind the box. So I could just darken that in, and already the front face of the box looks like it's behind it. Then I create the side of the box, and actually here we know where the cross is, so I'm going to take that back nice and faint, and then this is my crisscross, and now I've got that line there, and you see that line there, and it looks like it's behind the other box. Yeah. Okay, pretty cool. Yeah. Fairly happy with that? All right, so we can keep going with these boxes, and in fact what we could do is then start looking at shading the boxes as well. So that would be the next step beyond it. Okay, so this is what you can then do, is shade in from one side all the faces that are looking at you this way, and then all the planes or faces looking this way would be the mid-tone, and if you could see the top, that'll be a light tone, and the underneath would be a dark tone.
So is the light coming from the top?
So it'd be coming from over here looking into it as your light source. So my light source would be coming from here. It's up in the sky and it's looking at the top. So the top would be light, but the bottom away from the sun would be really dark. But I can't see underneath these boxes at the bottom or here because I'm looking down on them. So I'm only seeing the top of the box. Okay?